Hey everyone, I had intended this to be a one single long video, but alas, YouTube is not having anything to do with that. They're slower than molasses in January. It will not load as one video. So my apologies. You're going to have to read down through the description at the bottom of this one if you care to, and I'll post a link to the second half of this chair repair video. But I just want to, before we do that, just give you a quick look. Things are blooming. I need to cut the grass, but I don't want to because all the flowers are out here for the bees. And can you see it? Look at the garlic. Oh my gosh. And I've already hoed the potatoes once, and they've popped up. We had a pretty good rain today. Tonight's going down to about 37 degrees, so woo! Got my hat on again. All right, let's go fix a chair. Hello, welcome back to my channel. You're looking at a chair. This chair is similar to the chair that I did in Splint, but this one I'm going to do in a substance known as rush. Now, rush is another name for cattails, and back in the day, cattails were what were used to create rush seats. Since then, we still use cattails to do rush seats, but with modern technology, some things have gotten a little bit easier. So it's possible for me to purchase pre-twisted natural grass. It's possible to use a paper tape, kind of like, you know, your shopping bags, but they twist it, and then it's very, very durable. This would get a coating of shellac on it afterwards, and this material comes in a couple different colors. So this is just a light natural. It also comes in a darker brown, like a craft you know, shopping bag, and it also can come in white and yellow, and then I think it's even possible to dye this, although I've not done that. And then the substance that I'm going to use, because I am crazy, is called wheat wrap. So the reason I said crazy is because this material is incredibly slick. Where the natural grass or rush has a texture to it, little things that stick out and help it grab on, this is a natural grass on the inside, which has been wrapped with leaves of wheat, which give it this beautiful, shiny, gold, slick surface and make it an absolute crazy making experience using it to cane or bottom the seat. So just like the other chair, this seat is a wider rung in the front and a shorter one in the back. And so I've measured out to where the wraps would have to start, and this is done differently. Where the Splint seat, the filling in of the corners is the last thing that we do. In the case of a rush seat, filling in the corners is the first thing that happens. So I'm going to get started with that, and I will show you how it's done. Seeing a diagram is helpful. So this is the same kind of chair shape as the one that I'm doing, and this is just showing laying in the first pieces to fill in the corners. And then over here, this is the design where it comes forward, goes under, loops around, goes through the front of the seat, goes over the top, goes under the side rung, comes forward, goes to the back, goes under the back rung, goes around the side rung, goes across the back of the seat, goes over the top of the side rung, and then flips back and goes over the back rung, and then comes forward again. And then that pattern is just continued and continued until the seat is woven towards the center. When you're learning a new skill, it's super helpful to be with someone who's proficient at it. And so I would always recommend, if you can find someone, whatever you're choosing to learn to do, if you can be with someone who is skillful at it, that's the best possible scenario. That said, this caning book is a really, really good one. They talk about all the different materials, how to handle them. If I get stuck on something or come across a chair I've never seen before, and it's not something that Alice taught me in her amazing repertoire in the 7 years that I was blessed to be with her, this is a book I go back to. So just wanted to share that. And that is where those little illustrations come from. Okay, so for doing a rush seat, the first few pieces, if the chair is not perfectly square, as in this case it is not, the first few pieces have to be put on one at a time, nailed to the rungs on both sides, starting and finishing. And so I took my flexible tape initially and just wrapped it around the same pattern that's here to get an idea of what lengths I'm going to need. And they're basically 36 inches. So they don't get soaked like splint gets soaked to really make it flexible and pliable. The wheat wrap or the regular rush or the grass rush, any of them just get slightly dampened. You want them to just have flexibility, but you don't want them soaking wet. So the reason I'm in possession of this wheat wrap stuff and wanting to do this chair in it all started when a client brought me 4 dining room chairs, and I had never seen this stuff before. And anyway, I ordered it from my favorite guy out there in California, and he gave me some tips about using it, and I ordered extra just in case, because things can go wrong, and they did. The first chair I did was not tight enough, not good enough, and so I had to take it all out. So there I am with, you know, all this extra material that I can't reuse on her furniture, plus an extra roll of the stuff. So thus my thought, let me do a demo for y'all and also use up some material. So here we go. With any craft, there are tools that will make it easier. And these are the 3 things I would recommend getting if you are gonna do a rush seat. These spring clamps, which will make your hands strong from squeezing them, are the best thing to use to hold the material in place. When you're getting ready to add another piece, you need a third hand. This is the third hand. The other tool is known as a rushing fork. When you're working with a rush or with a grass material, and even with the fiber twisted craft material, you want to be able to like press it down and also pull it up, and you'll see that as I'm working. This tool is super helpful. And finally, the same wedges that I used when I was putting in the pressed seat, the ones with a really well-worn flat edge, these are great being tapped with a hammer to push the material close together. So when Alice was teaching me how to do all this caning, she suggested take a picture of every chair I ever do. So I have a whole album of my work over all these many years. Anyway, this is what the fiber rush, the one that would be like the craft paper seat, would look like when it's done. And it's got a coat of the shellac on it to keep it clean. If something got spilled on it, it's easy to wipe off. This is what the natural grass seats would look like. This is the first and only time I've ever seen round seats. This was a fun project. I really love this one. The grass can be done in other ways besides, you know, this traditional pattern that I'm going to be showing you in this video. So this was another seat using the natural grass, but completely different pattern. And I had to carefully remove the seat that was in there. I'd never seen this before. So I mapped it and then redid the chair. And then this is the set of 4 dining room chairs that was done with the wheat wrap for the client I was mentioning. So just thought I'd show you a few photos of various ways of doing rush seats.